All right. In English, does anybody know what a definite article is? Or any kind of article in English? You ever heard of a, an, and the being a part of speech? All right, those are articles. The is your definite article, and that's the only one we're talking about today. So that goes over here. So everything here, whatever I put in these boxes right here, they all mean the in English, but there's more than one way. There's 4 ways to say the in French. You have le, which rhymes with je, like in je m'appelle. La, which looks like la. You have something that's an L apostrophe. Then you have lay, which is spelled L-E-S. Where have you seen some of these before? Do you remember where you've seen some of these before? You haven't seen all of them. Alright, these 4, la, la, L apostrophe, and lay, always go in front of nouns. What's a noun? Yeah, person, place, thing, and idea. Some people say idea. Alright, so in French, all nouns have a gender. They are either masculine or they are feminine. So on your vocab sheet, you have le garçon and la fille. Then I gave you the 2 teachers. And then I gave you friend. Okay, so I gave you all of those on your vocab, and all those refer to people. Which ones of those are males from your vocab list? Mm-hmm. Right. All right, so let's see, let me do a different color. This one is masculine, this one is masculine, and then that one is masculine for a boy. Then that means this one and this one are your girls, right? So all of these are tied to people. So the boys are masculine, the girls are feminine. But also words like table. You have la table, or the wall, le mur, the dictionary, window. And all of those are things, but they still have a gender. So looking at your like boy, girl, teacher, friend stuff, can you figure out with those words that I just wrote which ones are masculine without me telling you? Maybe? Alright, Tristan, which ones do you think are masculine? Nope, you got them backwards. Okay. Here's what happens. Alright, so L-E is in front of masculine nouns. So you have L-E here, L-E here, and you have L-E here, and L-E here. Okay? So that means L-A goes in front of feminine nouns, like this one and this one, which means window and table are also feminine. So anytime you see L-A in front of a noun, whatever it is, window, table, chair, what else in here that I see? map, all of those words are feminine. When you learn the words, like on your vocab list, don't learn that this is boy, just the G word. You have to learn that the LE in front of it is there, because later you can't say a boy or like her mother, my teacher. You can't say any of that if you don't know if it's masculine or feminine, because there's different ways to say my or a or your or their or whatever it is based on masculine and feminine stuff. Okay? So anytime you see LE, it's masculine, always. Anytime you see LA, it's feminine, always, if it's in front of a noun. Okay? L apostrophe. Let me give you some more words. See if you can figure out when you use L apostrophe. You've got, and these are not necessarily all masculine. I picked up the blue marker. Let's see, what's another one I've used? Okay. What's similar about all of those that have L apostrophe on? Can you tell anything? Look at this. What letter is that? What is that? So what are all of these letters? They're all vowels, okay? So L apostrophe, and I'm gonna abbreviate. There's some old school texting. L apostrophe just means that whatever your noun is, it starts with a vowel. Some of those words are masculine, some of those words are feminine. You just have to learn what they are when you learn the word. So when we went over these first two, la mi and la mi, I told you that this one was your male, and this one was your female. So when you look at vocab lists, what I'll do is in parentheses, I'll put either an F or an M, depending on if it's masculine or feminine. And all these over here, oh no, that's not. Masculine, feminine, masculine. Poster, apartment, school, bird, factory, information, computer. That's what all those mean. And you won't have to know that, just knowing that it's before a vowel is important on those. Alright, so when you learn all these words, when they're on your vocab list, you just have to learn the article, the l, la, lay, L apostrophe, whatever it is, learn it with it, or it will be harder later, okay? So, the only thing that's left, LES. When do you think you might use that one? Any guesses? You haven't seen it yet. No. Alright, what does singular and plural mean? Right, single one versus plural more than one. So LES is used for all plurals. Okay, alright, can I erase all the stuff over here so I'm more indirect? Yes? Alright, you probably need to write some of the stuff that I'm writing down now on like the bottom for examples, okay? But what happens is, all of these, the L apostrophe, the LA, and the LE, all of these, when they become plural, they change to LES. Alright, so on your vocab, you have le garçon, right? What does le garçon mean? Okay, so this is boy, but it's also technically the boy, because you've got the le in front of it. So how many boys is that? One or more than one? It's one, okay? Is it masculine or feminine? Masculine. So this is a masculine singular noun. And you know that because of the "l" in front of it, okay? But if I wanted to say the boys, more than one, okay? So this is the boy. And I want to change it and go to the boys. What happens in French is if your noun is plural, then your article or your adjective or anything that's connected to it also has to be plural. So, just like in English, on your noun, you add an S. So you have garçon, and then you add an S to make it plural. The extra step for French is that you also have to make LE plural. And that is LES. Okay, makes sense so far? Okay. Same thing happens with la. So we have la fille. Is this masculine or feminine? Is it singular or plural? Right, because you looked at that and you know if it's LA it's feminine and it's singular. Alright, this means the girl, right? Alright, so I want to change it and go to the girls with an S on it. Okay? So on your paper, before I give you the answer, tell me or write down, how do you make that plural? What do you have to do to both words to get it to be more than one? Okay. Alright, so what goes in the first blank? Yes. Very good. And what goes in the second blank? Right. Same thing. You add an S to your noun, just like you do in English, but then la also changes to lay. So there's not a difference in the masculine plural and the feminine plural. Masculine plural, feminine plural, okay? And that's partly why you need to learn, is it LE or LA on your vocab sheet, because you can't always tell when you're looking at the LES if it's a masculine something or a feminine something. You just know that it's plural. There is a hint. If the word ends in an E, like fille, most of the time it's going to be feminine. There are exceptions to that. But most of the time, if your word ends in an E, like l'ami, without an E, it's masculine. With an E, it becomes feminine. Okay? So, 9-ish times out of 10, if the word ends in an E, it's going to be feminine. But again, as you learn things, you'll learn some of the exceptions and all that kind of stuff. Okay? All right. I'm going to give you a couple of words that you don't know, and I want to see if you can tell if they're masculine or feminine or singular or plural. Okay? So you don't know this word, and I will tell you what it is. But la mertille, is that feminine or masculine? How do you know? Yep. Right. Look at that for the LA first, okay? But yes, it has LA, so you know it's feminine. And then, yes, there's an E, which also you assume that it's feminine, okay? All right, look at this one. All right, masculine or feminine? Singular or plural? You sure? It's a trick question. Even though there's an S, always look at that, because just like in English where we have like 1 deer or 3 deer, moose, 1 moose, 4 moose, 1 fish, 3 fish, all that kind of stuff, there are words in French that end in an S even if they're singular. So always look here first, okay? But you did have it right, it is masculine. So this one was feminine singular, this one is masculine singular, okay? How would you make this plural? LES. And then what do you do to this? Just add an S. la myrtille, les myrtilles. Did you hear the difference? You have la over there and lay over here. It means blueberry or blueberries. Okay. Le fils, son. We want to make it plural and say more than one son. So what do we change? Mm-hmm. And what do you have to do there? It's like deer. You don't have to do anything to that one because it already ends in an S. It is already singular and plural as far as the noun goes, but you do still have to change the article to make it plural. Okay? And that's what a lot of French is. Your noun is masculine, so your article and your adjective have to be masculine. It's plural, so your article and your adjective have to be plural. So when you're writing stuff out, it's almost like in English, you add an S to everything. So that's what happens in French. So if you wanted to say the smart boys, you'd have to add an S here and an S here in French to make everything plural all the way across. Okay? We're not doing that. We're not adding adjectives in until I see you again. Okay? So what we're going to do for the rest of class, I've got a worksheet and it's got like 20 questions. It's really short. You can probably do it in about 5 minutes and have extra time. All you have to do, I give you a word and you have to tell me masculine or feminine and either singular or plural. So your answers will be, you know, FP or FS or MS or MP. That's all you have to write on there. There are words like this that you don't know. So you may see les myrtilles if it's plural, but the singular is on the paper somewhere so you can figure it out. Okay? So all of the answers, as long as you know that this is masculine and this is feminine, you can figure out the plurals. For now, if it has like an L apostrophe and you don't know the word, like it's not one of the friend words that ends in an E, it's going to be feminine. Okay, next set of vocab, if it ends in an E, it may not be feminine. But for right now, or what we're doing for today, L apostrophe, if it ends in an E, the word after it, you don't know it, it's going to be feminine. Okay? Any questions before I give you the worksheet? Do we need some more practice? No? Think you can do it? Alright. Let me find that.